It's time to reveal what in the world is going on with Charlotte's transmission. I've been building up to this now for a while, and I'm nervous. And all of the exterior cleaning work and interior mold remediation projecting has brought me to the point where it's just time to see what's going on. The transmission was slipping when it was parked up. It seems to be working-ish in the driveway. Now we need to check it. The way that the transmission is set up, there's no dipstick. So to check it, it's like a differential. It's got a fill plug and an empty plug. And if the fill plug is dribbling out fluid, you're good to go. If it's not, you're low. It's kind of a totally sealed environment, and they are notoriously difficult to get broken free initially. I was at a quick peek the other day with this guy, break it free with a standard 3/8 ratchet. I couldn't get it, so I went up to this guy, just a standard 3/8 breaker bar, still not enough leverage. So the 1/2 inch breaker bar, plenty big, plenty of leverage, but they don't make a direct 8mm Allen key for a 1/2 inch drive. And as soon as I put the adapter to go from 1/2 inch to 3/8 and try to break it that way, then the length of the Allen key starts hitting stuff underneath the rig. I can't actually get it in. So then we've got this. This is basically a 1/2 inch breaker bar in length, but a 3/8 drive ratchet. So probably immediately going to snap the ratcheting system in this, but at least I'll get some leverage. This is huge, so it's not going to fit under the truck, but I have jack stands. You can underdo the jack stand for the size of the vehicle, but you can't overdo it. So I've got these ginormous jack stands, one for each corner, bring the truck all the way up, give myself plenty of room to get the leverage that I need to get this apart. The truck needs to get backed out of the way, and I need to blow off all of the needles. Whatever this stuff is, when it gets down your back, on your neck, in your hair, it is super uncomfortable. So that stuff's got to go before I get started. So time to see. I'm gonna pull this out of the way, clean it up, get it up on the jack stands, and see if we can break that filler free and see if we're dripping. Let's get this tarp off of here. And we'll unplug the heater stuff. Smells pretty good. Not too shabby. Hello, Charlotte. How are we gonna do today? This is gonna be moment of truth, because if I pull this back and I can't get it back up the little hill, we're in trouble. There we go. Oh, it's looking spiffy in here. The detail was totally worth it. Okay, let's see what we got. Nice. I'll pull it straight back. I have a sneaking suspicion that the transmission's fine. I mean, something's going on, but I don't know if it was cold weather or just being on a steady incline, it runs pretty good. Whoa, oh God. Okay. Oh, I just heard the air suspension lift the truck up a little bit. Okay, we'll leave that there for a minute. Come over and just get all this needles and junk that I've been laying on and rolling around throw out of here to make it comfortable. I should pressure wash, but I think I'm going to skip that for today. Get the blower. All right, back into the parking stall, up onto the jacks. Golly, it's okay. Nice. There she goes. Okay. Jack on. I got about a couple inches until I'm up on the building. One more. That's probably close enough there. Ooh, can I get a little jack stand under there? Okay. Might just put the building up a little higher for now. Okay, that's good. Get my other building support. There we go. Clearance. Okay. That's halfway lifted. I'll probably need to bring up the other side of the truck to make it level before we check the fluid level, but this might be enough to try and break it free. Welcome to underneath Charlotte. If you look, there's the filler for the transmission, and there's a warning here that says no oil change top off, necessary lifetime transmission oil fill. Well, I guess it's that end of life. Got a skeeter on me. Okay, this is the filler. Looks the same, only up here. So the game plan is to see if we're getting enough leverage with this breaker. So the breaker bar set up here. Oh. I like to kind of get it going in both directions. I'm trying to break it free. Yeah. Oh. So, skeeters in my mouth is great. So far, no bueno. I don't want to put so much pressure on this that I start stripping it, because then we'll really be in trouble. Oh, almost got him. This one mosquito is down here like we're two prison buddies trying to cuddle. I don't know. Okay. That's tight. Well, was that it? Felt like it went. That or I just broke the ratchet. Okay. This pipe is warm but not hot. Okay, where is it? Can't see nothing. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so this is going to tell us if we've got fluid leaking out or not. It's already hammed now. Let me have it. And again, this truck's leaning slightly away from this plug. So if it starts leaking out now, it's definitely got a full setup. Oh, it's full. It's very full. Well, at least it didn't go to the other side of the rig. No, it did. Huh. It's got lots of fluid in it. That's good. I have nothing except for my finger to plug this. And the plug went all the way to the other side. So just stay here, I guess. Nope, I gotta get something. There's a a bin to trap fluid full of tools nearby. Oh, it's in my armpit. That's good. Time to take action. Tools out. Catch pan goes in. And I'll get the plug. This fluid's very weird. It doesn't look like transmission fluid normally does to me. It's not red. It's almost more like an oil. And I wonder if because of that it's specialized in time for something with more viscosity or something. Okay, that's a huge mess. Almost seems like it was too full. Okay, go back on there. Great. Okay. I caught something. Not zero. All right. Let me have it. Okay. Well, one bright note. I don't think mosquitoes like transmission fluid, so it helps with that. I don't know if you can see the color, but it's kind of a brown color. I don't know. And it said that it's specialized fluid. But what I'm going to do is top it back up for now, and then we can just do a regular transmission service, and then take it for a test ride. And that's the plan. But it has fluid. It's not low. It didn't look like it was leaking, so I guess that makes sense. Another week escaped, but we're back on Charlotte's Rover. This time, we're going to be putting a service kit into the transmission. This sat out in the rain for a week, but it's just a metal part, so I think we're okay. And brother has graciously let me borrow his differential fluid pump. So the fill stick on the bottom of this transmission is just like a differential. You just jam this barb fitting in there and then pump it. So without this, I wouldn't be able to fill it easily. So we've got this, we've got the service kit. The forecast for today is light rain now, on to 75% chance of downpours and thunderstorms this afternoon. So we've got very little time to get in here and take care of this before it just starts downpouring. I believe that the fluids in the back of this, I got to grab that. And I'm not sure what the bolts or nuts are that are holding the pan on, so I'll take a look at that, and then it'll be time to fill it back up and see if it works. Let's see what the story is with the trunk. I think that's where all of the fluid was put last week. Oof. Okay. How's this thing doing? That's not on. Huh.
What are these for? What are these for? These soft things.
This was on its lowest setting, and I don't feel any heat coming off of it, so I turned it up just a hair. Everything still feels dry. Right now, the dehumidifier is not running. But here's our fluids for the transmission. They're sitting back in here, so we'll grab these. And get started on the service. Okay, under the car, looking at the transmission pan, and it seems like it's a star bolt pattern. So let me grab one of those. Let's start by breaking this free. That's the wrong jobber by a long shot. Let me grab the right size for this. It's pouring down rain, and my daughter's being cute. I'm under the rig, and they needed more of these guys. At first, she brought over the star ones, but then she went back and found the right ones, so I don't have to crawl out of here. Pretty cute. Okay, boom. Where's the breaker bar? Gotta be cautious. There's so much, really tight, and I don't want to snap or strip this, or we'll be in real trouble. So I kind of like to just work it, try to loosen, try to tighten. Not loving it. I might try to hit it with the impact and see if that just kind of breaks it free. Cool. And I give it a little tap, tap, tap. Okay. So we got some juice, a little tappy tap action. Okay, boom. We got her. Cool. Okay. Leave it. Let me have it. Okay. I don't know if the PB Blaster did anything, but I think tapping on it a little bit helped. And I was able to get underneath the vehicle better. Get a little more two-handed action on this. Crack it free. And I've got a drain pan. Just got a tiny bit of oil in it from when I accidentally took the top part off and dropped it. And this should be finger tight-ish. Gonna move my tools out of the way a bit. There we go. There it is. I don't know if these comes with magnets, but there's nothing on it. So, drain, drain, drain. About 3/4 full in the tub here, so hopefully this finishes draining pretty quick. There we go.
probably good enough here. I'll go just a little bit longer. Okay. Should be good. I don't think it needs too many to do this. All right. Oh, very carefully push this pan full of oil out of the kickstand here. And now we got to start taking the bolts that hold the pan in off. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That might have been 17 again, I don't know. 19, 20, 21. And this one should already be free. No, 22. I think what's happening is as it's loose. Okay, there we go. 22. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are problem children. I need a 1/4-inch driver, I think is what I'm going to do. Let's see if I can still break it free. Be right back. I now have a little 1/4-inch drive and a cheater bar if I need it. I'm going to try to get on these ones that are underneath this cross member here. Okay. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Come on. Oh, let's start with an easier one, I guess. Over here. That one. Okay. That at least means it's possible. There's another one. Okay. 2 more. I have to position my body differently to get these free. Got it. But so take my time. Go over here so I have a better angle. Then try that on there. Oh, come on. What do I need here? Okay. Whew. Perfect. They're all cracked free. And then the way to do this is essentially to, what is this? What does this do? I don't know. We'll take all the pan bolts off except for these, I guess 3 over here on this end. And that'll allow this to basically flop down in one direction. Although, I guess we've already drained it because it has a drain plug. So I think we could just whip these all off. Call it a day. I think I'll use the 3/8 with the extension so it's faster. We'll go to the 1/4-inch drive when we're doing a couple of cranky ones. Are we hand tight on these? Yes. Well, believe it or not, it's the same day. The high frame rate and high quality settings on the iPhone chewed up all of the available hard drive space on the phone, so I had to go unload everything and reset the phone, and now we're using a slightly more realistic setting. I had to change because I was soaking wet and covered in pine needles and dirt and the clay beads for cleaning up the oil from before. But we're back, and I've got 3 of the bolts off of whatever it was, 24 or something like that. And I keep going around and removing the rest of the bolts that hold the pan on. We'll pop that off, inspect and clean the bottom of the transmission, pull the pan out and see if there's any silver or indication of the clutches failing, and then put the new filter on, put it all back together, fill it up, and check and see if this thing's going to move under its own power once again. So that is all the ones around the periphery. None. No. 1, 2, 3, none. Okay, so this is, yeah, ready to come off. Perfect. And it's not leaking because we drained it. And then I just need to pop off the 3 down here on the end, which I might need to do the kind of slow way. Bolt is free, and now we're just gonna, hopefully without spitting oil on mouth, let me have it. Let go. Spread that out of the way. Spread that out of the way. All right, we're free. Just gonna go. Oh, it's leaking on the phone. Okay, 1 second. Just gonna try and go. Oh, there's still some fluid in there for sure. Just go straight down. Ish. Try to capture the oil that's falling right back on the pan. Just wipe it down a bit. Gotta get this filter off. Dab. Okay. Looks like this might be held on by the same. It's just got 2 you guys. some of that up. And can we rub that off with the impact? Well, we're halfway there, I guess. I need to drain the oil out of the pan, and we can look for sparklies, and then clean everything up and start the reassembly. My shoulder's a little bit tuckered out. Let's take a look at what's in here. Let's drain this out.
You're so cute.
Try to get.
Wow, that's super strong. Oh, I got an awesome cord. Now I won't hurt the system anymore. You can just move along. Oh, see it tomorrow? A little whip. Okay, son?
Well, I'm not seeing a lot of sparkles or anything in the bottom of this. A little bit of dirt, I think, fell in there after the fact, but we'll wipe this up. The gasket's totally done. It's kind of coming off nice though. Oh, I get it. Those are magnets. Thanks. Okay. That's where all of the metal bits are. Well, this is no good. Doesn't look like this gasket fits on here. And I don't think this looks like the filter, even though I haven't taken a closer look. I don't think that's the right filter. So, we need to take these back and try again on the part number for this. It is the next day in the afternoon. At least it's sunny. It was pouring down rain towards the afternoon yesterday. Everything was going swimmingly until we got into the installation and pulled out this filter and the gasket for it, and they didn't fit. Today we've got one wrapped in plastic and no pipe hanging off of it. This looks identical to the one we pulled out. So stoked about that. I think it's going to work. I have not yet checked to see, but this gasket is thinner and looks smaller. So hopefully this will lay out on top of the one we can remove. As you can see, similar looking flat gasket as the one we got. Same part number. So apparently somebody swapped things in a box, or I don't know what was going on there, but this is the moment of truth for the pan. So here's the pan that we cleaned out yesterday that needs to be cleaned out again because it's got dirt in it now. And this goes on here one of the ways. Just checking to see if this is going to make sense or not. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to fit. There we go. So it says to use an oil soluble sticky thing to put the gasket on and hold it in place. Remove, scrape, wipe dry, remove the filter, install, apply oil soluble grease to pan and place new gasket on pan. Grease will aid in holding gasket in position during pan installation. Do not use adhesive or cement. Do not over tighten the bolts. Okay. I'm just thinking axle grease, which I think I have. I gotta dig around a little bit. Clean this. Put the magnets back, axle grease. I'm gonna hit the bottom of the transmission with some brake clean because I saw a lot of that dark gray, like metal paste after I was cleaning the magnets and on top of the filter. So I want to clean as much of that off of the surface of the transmission as I can before I reinstall it. But other than that, it's ready to go back in. So let me wipe this out, find the axle grease. There was an O-ring in the box as well. I'm assuming that this goes, yeah, it looks like it goes on the transmission gasket. I don't remember seeing that when I pulled it out, so I got to check to see in the bottom of the transmission if there's an O-ring on it. Let me get the parts and get the cleaning stuff. All right. I've got brass and nylon brushes. I know you want to be careful not to scratch this stuff up, but I'm going to just hose this down quick. I don't want to spend all night scrubbing on this, so I'm going with a slightly different method. I got updates. I need this to go in. It's difficult to be down under here, and it's time. So I've got a little screwdriver. I'm going to scrape that last little bit off. I've got all of the new parts here with me. I did find that the O-ring does go on the filter as I expected. So we're going to get this cleaned up and going. No axle grease. The internet said install these rubber gaskets dry. That's what I'm going to do. So get the little piece off, wipe around the edges, find the bolts that are in the oil bin over here that go on the filter, and get this thing installed. First step is going to be to find the missing parts. Fill in here. Okay, got one. I think the other bolt went into the bolt bin, so I should have two of these. And there's no gasket or anything. Okay. Aha. Okay. Boom. These are the two filter bolts. That's what we need. They're here. I'll make some space in here. Set these two aside. Okay. Then I've got a screwdriver, and I'm just gonna carefully get this last little bit of gasket off. Naturally, it's in one of the harder to reach spots. Okay, boom. Last little bit of gasket's off. Now, just want a clean, dry surface for this to adhere to. Filter. O-ring. O-ring goes. Full spit lube around the edge of this. Ooh. The edge of this is very sharp, so just try to be careful not to hurt it. Okay. Grab a little oil from the transmission to lube the O-ring up with. And then this should go like this. That feels pretty good. Okay. I'll get this one going here. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Finger tight. Oops, I don't want to go with that. Other one goes over here. Put that on there. That's good. Okay. There's the corner. So it's definitely tricky to get the bolts through these rubber. It's like a little bit stiff or hard. I try to use that to my advantage because it's hard to keep the gasket where it needs to be. So I'm going to feed the bolt up, and then the rubber kind of holds the bolt in place, but also keeps the gasket where it needs to be. Can you see? Yeah. And then I had stuck some of these in here backwards, but now I think I'll just stick them in the normal way. All right, it is suspended by a bolt in 4 areas. We are in business here. This one. Good. Tight. Put fluid in it, I think. Gotta break that free. Okay, gotta break the filler bolt free again. Not so much break it free as just open it again. Okay. Tool for throwing it back up. All right. The filler is off. And then this barbed fitting is going to go in here. If I can get a view on what I'm doing here. Is that it? No. Where's the hole? There it is. Okay. Okay, this is pretty much what we're doing now. Pump the fluid back in. Okay, hello. Put that back in there. The filler is doesn't sound good. Okay. I figure this part might be kind of rough. Here we are. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Did the hose fall off of it? Yeah, it sure did. Okay, pose. Well, this is thoroughly escalated. I got a fuel pump hooked up to a lawnmower battery. I'm going to try this. Let's see if this is going to prime up here. I don't know how long that's got to go before it's going to pump up. Okay. Just going to pour some fluid. Well, this escalated into madness that I decided to stop even filming because it was just going crazy. But what happened is the fuel pump never pumped up with different attempts. And I decided to empty the 5-quart unit. It was a whole game. This half a quart of oil went in my son's truck. Then I put 1 quart of differential fluid that my brother had lent me with the actual pump originally into the quart. And then I poured all of the transmission fluid into the differential bucket, which fits better. It also gave me an opportunity to get the straw that had broken off or fallen off into the bucket back. And now it's just a pump, 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 pump until your arms are tired and you're only halfway there to get it done. So I'm going to get in there and just keep pumping until all the fluid comes out, and then I got to pour the 1 quart back in and double check the volume for this. I think it's supposed to be close to 5 quarts, but the rule is when it starts to leak out, it's done, which I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not, but okay, that sounds like the end of the 5 quarts, and this has, oh gosh, maybe like 2 quarts left in it, so I might have to get more if I want to get all of it out, or think about that somehow. Okay. So for this part, I just need to throw this extra cord in here. Now we can go back to pumping it into the transmission. Keep pumping. It's leaking out. We did it. I've never been so happy for a leak. That's awesome. I was really afraid that I was going to need to go buy another quart. Okay, I can get this out of here. Put the cap back in. There's the hole. There. And drop it. Is that it? Is that the spot? Everything's so slippery. There we go. And it goes. Ah! Okay, where's the... I need to grab this oversized ratchet. Put it on tighten. Move that out of the way. Okay, that should be plenty because this thing's overpowered. And that's it. Test drive time. Jenny rescued me for dinner right before I was about to completely panic and have a meltdown, but was in the middle of pumping this thing full of fluid. And for whatever reason, just getting the fluid up out of a bottle into the transmission was one of the hardest parts. But fortunately, I kind of took a break and thought through the problem, got back to a solution, and now we can get this down and test it out. Here I come. Ugh. So we put the back one on second, so I guess we'll put the back one down first. Oh. Okay, down, drop that down. Okay. Hop in and go. Let's give it a go. Right, it's going to be me and my beautiful wife, Jenny, testing this out.
I'm sorry, can I do that? Can we take it again? Because I hate the tongue thing. I do it every time.
Yeah, we won't put this in. Probably.
Yeah, you're still
okay.
there.
Do you want to hold the camera while I back it up quick?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to just quick check for obvious transmission fluid flowing out of this. Hopefully that's not going to be a thing. No, the microphone's hooked up, so it should be able to hear me. Okay. Okay, well it moves, so that's something. Just going to run it forward and back a couple of times. Let's get the whiff hooked in here. Come on. Going to run it forward and back a few times to make sure that the pump has had a chance to cycle the fluid a little bit. This will be the first time that we've run this together, and it's got to have been a couple of years. That didn't sound good. That felt better. Ooh, reverse isn't happy. That noise is fine. So, still questionable. Gonna start it down the hill and hope for the best, I guess. Oh, this parking situation is gonna make this interesting. I have to scratch it on its first time out, huh? Oh yeah. I probably should do something about those. Okay, we're crawling down the hill, just using the brake. It's anybody's guess if we'll be able to get back up this hill later. Worst case, I can go park this over at Brothers. At least it's flat between here and there. It's moving. That's going to count for something. All right, we are on the road. I'm taking it real easy right now. Just feeling out what we got. The air suspension hasn't figured itself out yet. I don't know if this belt's ever going to work again. Oh, there it goes. Grab the gear, that's good. I'm going to start by taking it straight up this little hill here, because at least I can get back to my house from here. Ah! What do you think, babe? Going. 2100 RPMs. I figure second gear maybe 35 miles an hour. We're at about a 35% grade.
so we're definitely already on a hill. Suspension sounds a little funky. The brakes maybe. The air suspension is not really leveling out quite right, but it's not as big a problem. We are climbing this hill. I don't feel anything slipping right now. Around down here. Ooh, wasn't loving that. That wasn't good. Oh, we got something new here. Trans failsafe program. Backing up this hill. I don't know what that means, trans failsafe program. So I just did a 180-degree corner around a roundabout on this 35% grade. And it felt like, did it feel like the tire grabbed?
Yeah, it doesn't like this side.
Yeah. And it threw a weird code about transmission failsafe program something. But the code seems to have gone away and it goes into gear. So we're going to keep rolling for now. Not sure what that was. Be good if the air suspension would do its thing.
Do it again.
See if we can clear the back brakes off a little bit.
You have the brake on?
Yeah.
Baby.
Clearing the rust off the drums.
Uh-huh.
Girl, I saw you staring at me from the other side, and I don't know about you, but I got butterflies. Damn, I don't got game, but I feel you would like to play. So I pass go, and I collect 200 on the way. I know.
Oh, it's been sleeping.
I probably jumped too many spaces, but you can't be replaced. You're a
Okay, another
superstar.
pretty good corner.
Feel you in my arms. Beat is pounding out my heart.
Gonna keep ignoring stuff. Keep going.
And I can say what will become. Am I insane? I did lose you, know, baby.
We are still within a fairly easy. Have the seatbelt on top of the, not great.
Girl, you're killing every move and breaking all the rules. And your hips don't lie, making an offer I can't refuse. Damn, maybe the only thing I know about you's your name. So I'll wear it out, and one day you might wear mine through a ring. I know I may just be a face in the crowd that doesn't faze me. I sing loud, you're superstar.
So far not so good.
I can feel you in my arms.
Yeah, I mean, that's pedal to the metal.
Oh, yeah.
And I can say what will become. Am I insane?
Yeah, and it's not respecting the sports mode at all. I'm gonna pull into this lot over here. Let's see what that means. Ironically, there's another Ranger Rover going by. That's a nice one. I gotta try and cycle a few once or twice of this. And the nice thing is, it seems like we can at least get it home.
HTC inactive, air suspension inactive. Oops, my bad. Hang on, let me deal with the oil lamp trying to break the rear window right now. Okay, let's see. Right now it's a little hard to tell if the transmission is not happy because it threw a code at the top of the hill. It feels better to restarting it once.
Oh God.
Oh, that didn't feel good. So weirdly, like, cornering seems to be making it do weird stuff. Why would that be? Even at slow speed. You know what that feels like to me? It feels like it might be still low on fluid. Like after running it a little bit, because the pump definitely puts some fluid through it.
It needs more.
Might need more fluid. Definitely was doing a thing where it would be like sort of starving for fluid and then hook up and scoop the wheel.
Yeah.
So there it goes again. Okay, we're climbing the hill. Well, we got it home. That's a huge perk because now we're not at least having to tow stuff. Well, a couple things. Why would it lose fluid, for example, when we were on a totally flat ground moving slow? Unless the transmission's not low on fluid, but it's thinking about something in that particular moment. I'm going to double check because the fluid that I put in here was recommended by O'Reilly's, but doesn't look like it's the official fluid from Land Rover. So I'm going to investigate that part of it. And then it could be that as soon as the car had an opportunity to cycle through the gears a couple times, it needs more fluid. So I can check that. And then I got to think about next steps after that. It's another new day, and this time we are hoping for a miracle. I've got some seafoam that's designed to clean out the transmission and some anti-slip. Hopefully that'll shore it up. And I got absolutely tuckered out pumping the fluid up into the transmission filler. So I've got an idea for a way to solve that problem. Not the cheap or correct way to do this. However, it's worth, if it works, it's worth the effort to try out this other approach. I kept picturing with my bottle that I could poke a hole in one and put a tube in it and then just hit it with the air compressor and force the fluid up through the tube. But I never tried that out with just the bottle and tubes. But instead, I found a metal canister sprayer that's designed to have air pressure in it and push fluid out. And I'm just going to take the nozzle off and put a hose on it. So let me get the tools out of the other rig. I'm going to test out this strategy of forcing fluid through the sprayer as a hose and see if that'll make it easier. And then we got to lift this thing way up on its side to try to make some room in the pan. And I'm going to try to get some seafoam in there and maybe a little bit of anti-slip and take it for another test drive. One of the hopes is that the pump ran and moved some of the fluid around, so maybe it's low. I doubt it. But this is our last ditch effort before more serious transaction engagements. I may try to run this more thoroughly today and see if that kind of helps. But mostly I think the transmission is shot and this is going to be a waste of time, but it'll make me feel better. So let me go get those tools and let's test this out. Here's what we're looking at. The old Trans Tune Seafoam cleans harmful fluid, system operation erratic shifting, and then Lucas stops slip, cleans and lubricates sticking valves for proper shifting. Sure. I got 6 feet of 5/16 fuel line, and then I got this non-aerosol sprayer. Cool. Holds 32 fluid ounces. So here's what I'm thinking. I kind of looked at this while I was at the O'Reilly's. In fact, I already cracked these loose. So the way this is supposed to work, it's got a Schrader valve on the top. It'd actually be kind of nice to replace this with something that just connects permanently, but Schrader valve on the top, and then you put the fluid in here. Boop. Just got a hole. And then that's how it's supposed to work. So you pressurize it and you can kind of hear it coming out. I haven't had a chance to look to see. I'm assuming the way that this works is that the fluid goes to the bottom and it makes its way up through like a straw or something inside here. But if I take this off carefully, it has this little, I don't know, brass doohickey in here. But now it's just a hole. And I'm going to slip the 5/16 right over this, clamp it, and see what we get. So let me get the air compressor out. Might try this with, well, we'll just give it a go. Okay. So this can ride on there. Let me just tighten that down. And then, whoop, moving parts. Okay, gotta keep the gasket together here. So this is the trans tune. Steady. Boom. Worst case scenario, I can shoot what comes out of this back into this trans tune can. There we go. That ought to work. And now, I guess I put it in my pocket. This goes back on here. Oop. Pump it up and let it rip. Got this cranked up to 80. Working pressure is 80 to 150, so the minimum pressure is 80 and the maximum is 200. Might as well give it a little bit more goose then. How about 120? So I don't know if I need to get a tool out to, yeah, definitely. Get out my plumber's wrench here. Let's see how that does. Oh boy, okay. We are in business. That's a million times better. I realize right this minute that I need a plug. Oh my God, this is gonna work. This is gonna work great. Okay, let's put this here for now. Should be fine. Okay, I'm so excited I can't really think straight. I gotta get the truck lifted up and on jacks. I'll grab some gloves. I need to crack the filler open. I'll bring the drain pan under with me because we'll probably make a mess. And then put some fluid in it. Let's see how we do. And this bucket can go here in case of damage. Okay. This is going to be interesting because we got the truck tilted, and if this is leaking out, then at least we know it's not a fluid low issue, which is going to be a bummer. Okay, we are not leaking out right this minute. Now, oh, hopefully that fits all. Yes, it does. Okay, so then just okay. Now it's leaking. I got my finger plug in a hole. I'm going to try to basically. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do we want to try to get any more in? No. I guess we can try to see how much is left in the. Ooh. Okay, there's just like 10% of this that's left. So most of a can of this transmission foam went into the transmission, which is good. Now I think that the next step is going to literally be just to run it and see if a little bit more fluid plus some cleanser in there is going to help straighten it back out. Time to uncover it, fire it back up. At least the battery's staying charged up. Back this up. All right, Magic Trans Fluid Fix All is in. The filler tool worked great, which was fun, but not super useful at the end of the day. Test drive. Fingers crossed, gonna put some miles on it and see if we get better shifting. If not, next steps. Well, we're down at the Jacksons, just a couple miles away from my house. I'm gonna baby this all the way over to mom and dad's. It's about a 20-minute drive through town. Or I'm just gonna jack it onto the freeway and see if we can get some RPMs out of it. Either way, no weird transmission shifting so far, although not much has changed, so I'm just gonna throw down some miles. We'll see you there. Okay, we just got over to mom and dad's. It had one weird shift coming out of the gas station, so I decided not to take it on the freeway. But everything else was smooth sailing all through town. About 25 miles an hour was most of the limit. Coming up mom and dad's, it's closer to 35, and it's a pretty decent sized hill. No issues there. Gonna let it chill for a minute, hang out with mom and dad for a bit, and then get it back on the road. And maybe the goal will be just to kind of keep it in grocery getter mode for a little bit while we figure out what the bigger story here is. But not too bad so far. So thank you for coming along for this adventure of what's going to happen with the Range Rover. I'm not super shocked that it's still busted. It's always fingers crossed that it's something as simple as a transmission service. But finally have had enough comfort with the idea of test driving it to get it out on the road and see what it's actually doing and clean all of the mold and issues out of it. So that's a huge start. We may need to take it to a professional who knows Range Rovers better than we do to at least give us a diagnostic on what they think the problem is. And they'll almost certainly say, it needs a transmission. And I'll be like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go shop for a used transmission because I'm not paying for it. But yeah, I think I'll still take Jenny out for a drink, even if it's a consolation prize at this point. We're not doing it in the Range Rover, but it's been a fun journey, and I'm glad to have finished the whole project. And we will see you next time on Show Rides Garage. Thanks for coming out.